What's going on, everyone? Vampyr Gaming here, back. Sorry for the lack of uploads. I'm going to try to keep it just a little bit more consistent once again. I have been, of course, grinding Gecko Moria. I've been grinding the One Piece Regionals, and in today's video, we're going to talk about the Gecko deck builds that I have played, my results in these past few events, as both this past 2 weekends I've been playing in Regionals and will once again be at Regionals again this weekend. So I've been very busy trying to put my best foot forward towards earning myself another cereal. So the first 2 online regionals, the first one I had played in, I got top 32 with Moria. I did a crazy run. One of my losses, one of the losses I had misplayed, and so that was on me. And then my other loss was against Yamato, and I had no idea what I was doing, actually. But so this is the deck list that I had played, and we'll talk about it in just a moment. But I had gotten 27th on the 30th. Round 1 I played against Moria. Round 2 I played against Zoro. Round 3 I played against Sokka. Won all of those. Round 4 Gecko. Round 5 Katakuri. Won. Round 6 I had lost to Yamato. I had misplayed a bit and didn't expect Eustace. They were playing like the Sky Island package, but they're also playing Eustace. So that was on me. Katakuri, I won. Then I lost versus Moria. It was Kirby TCG. It was a really good game. Round 9, I played against Moria and I won. And round 10, I played against Sokka and I had won. This deck was playing Brook. I was based off of Will to Win Gaming's deck list. I'm only playing 3 Great Eruption. I feel like I just overall didn't need that, because you pretty much most of the time use it for drawing. But Brook was a very interesting choice that Will had played the weekend before. And you choose one, put up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less in the trash. So you trash 4 or less, so it gets around KOing. Or you can play it and have them put 3 cards from their trash to the bottom of their deck, so it's anti-Nami, which is also very cool. 3 Sabo and 3 Borsellino is very standard. 2 Rob Lucci. I did kind of miss Rob Lucci, but we're playing Brook, which can out many things. Brook plus Ice Age will out pretty much any card besides 10 cost Big Mom. This also gets around Okiku, so in theory this card was very solid. Overall, I didn't love it on the first playthrough, but I did love Cerberus. I loved it so much, I carried it over into my next build. I had been testing it independently and was a fan of the concept. Of course, this is worthless against Sokka. They just spin it back. And then, of course, in the mirror, they can just hit you with a Robert or even an Absalom. So swinging 6 will just remove this. And they can remove it for 3 Dawn. It is slightly nicer because it does give them a little bit less lethal, because they do have to commit 2 Dawns. So he guarantees you get 2 Dawn off of a swing, which kind of helps. But overall, he's not huge value. But you can go swing. The cool thing about this is you can go swing 6, play Hodgeback to establish that extra body if you need it for the clapback. Hodgeback effect, add back Cerberus, play Cerberus, and then play Sabo on 10. And then in the mirror, they have to deal with Cerberus. And he gets full blocker value, so that is a very cool interaction. But yeah, so this list got me top 32. I almost ran it back and got a top 64. I had misplayed in the regional the day after. I saw nothing but victory against Yellow, and then I got blindsided, and that was on me. I ended up misplaying a couple turns, and it cost me my last round, so I ended 7-3. But I switched back to a more traditional build, playing the Kuzan, because my friend Awakened TCG was selling me on Kuzan, and so we were going to go ahead and just roll with it. Bring back the Kuzan. I kept 3 brand new and played 1 Cerberus. A lot of people, Kyle, the GOAT, who won Santa Clara, also just got top 8 at the booster box test event that I was at. and he was playing 3 Helm Eppo. I did, like, Cerberus didn't come up as much then. I had some crazy matchups, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But I opted to keep 1 Cerberus. Cerberus still felt pretty solid that day. Still rocking the 3 Great Eruption. Some people like the 4 for the consistency. But Kuzan, you essentially can play this on 7, then play it again on 9, and they can't, like, answer. Like, if you play this, they have to answer. Or even 8, you play this, and then on their Moria, they have to answer this and can't answer your Moria if you bring it back with Moria. And I upped the Lucci. It's so crazy that, because, like, 2 Lucci felt so good because you're not seeing them in your hand all the time, but 3 Lucci is nice to have in your trash, but then you, like, see them in your hand all the time. So this ratio is something. And I was only playing 3 Sabo still, 3 Borsellino. Some might argue it's the golden ratio. But yeah, I ended up finishing like 110th because I fumbled my last round. Yeah. And the biggest thing is I just went to Virginia to play in their test event. Huge shout out to Luffy TCG for hosting me through that. Definitely check him out. I spent the weekend with him. We had a good time. There should be a video coming out on his channel. But overall, the event ran very smoothly. It was very cool of them to put on. The hope is that they become an official TO and are able to hold regionals. It had full regional participation and prizing. So I did change my list slightly. A lot of people have been playing like 4 Sabo and 4 Borsellino. I did go in anticipating that more Moria, based off of just kind of everything. Sakazuki's kind of falling off just a little bit in popularity, it seems like, and a lot of people are switching to Moria just based off of Moria's success. So I went ahead and I upped my Sabo. Honestly, it was great. It was great. I went to their locals as well. I went 6-0 at their locals, and I was feeling good. I was feeling great. I was so ready to take on the day. Coming fresh off of that, and then I did not do great in their event. I went 4-4 after playing at their locals. I beat Anami, Asaka, a Katakuri, another Saka, a Moria, and an Enel. The last game was kind of scuffed. We were all just trying to go get dinner, so it is what it is. But I had a great time. All the locals were very cool. Shout out to all of them at the booster box. But yeah, so the metagame breakdown for Virginia was Katakuri, the most represented, with 69. Second most represented was Gecko Moria with 64. Now, keep in mind, it was a 380-person event, so it was capped at that. There's 58 other just miscellaneous decks, with the largest, the actual shown was 6 in terms of small numbers, which was 6 Nami, 6 Uda. And there was 12 red-purple laws, and I just happened to have ran into one of them, which was unfortunate. I had some wild matchups, and I think that's part of it. I think the biggest thing, so I lost my round 1 to a Gecko Mirror, and it was very close. I believe I had misplayed in the end and cost myself that game. But then, like, I think the biggest game to win is your first game, because then you can continue on and kind of ladder it up. And when you do that, you earn yourself, you kind of, like, have an expectation for your matchups overall. But yeah, Yamato had 32 people, just a huge showing, as you can see here, in terms of decks. So it was very, very interesting to say the least. But yeah, it was just not my day, unfortunately. Katakuri won the whole event, but I think there was a couple takeaways. But for Sabo, absolutely loved it. Honestly, what made me want to play the Rebecca package, just because I would love to Rebecca add back a Sabo, because there was instances where I was like, okay, like, Sabo saved my opponent in the mirrors. I lost a majority of my mirrors, so that was tough. But The deck overall, I mean, there's a couple flex spaces. Cerberus wasn't as strong. I wasn't playing as much yellow. This card's phenomenal when you play yellow. In the second regional I played a ton of yellow. In this one, I did not. I played a queen. I played a Perona. I played a red-purple law. A lot of things I just was not expecting, and it also ended around early because the pair down had lost, which doesn't happen often. But they ran the event very well. I had a great time. A lot of takeaways. I'm excited for this weekend. But yeah, each event I've essentially played a slightly different deck. I could also see the argument to play 4 Borsalino. If you're expecting a lot of Gecko, these cards are the cards Gecko can't answer, but also Brook is very good because Brook can answer either of these and put you in a very good position. So, like, if somebody has Kuzan, like, somebody had played a Kuzan, and then I played a Sabo to prevent them from removing something, but then they answered my Sabo with Sabo, and I just really should have just tried to remove this Kuzan. I don't know if I had removal to do it. I don't know if I had minus in my hand at said time, but I know I pretty much ended, so I wasn't able to remove this Kuzan. But if I had just had Brook, I could have. So maybe Brook is the play. I'm gonna do some testing for this weekend, but these are the decks that I've played overall. Just recap of them, but the deck is super strong, super consistent, and honestly super fun. I have a great time playing it. And as always, if you found this content of value, if you could do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. It helps me out a ton. And thank you all so much for watching.